G'day there, I'm SnakeOfBacon and this is some post-recorded commentary track for what I played of the Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown demo, which was on Steam only and is no longer available, but the full game should be out in September. So, as you can see here, I'm driving an Alpine A110 in a very pretty city in a game that is running pretty poorly on my PC. Here I was fiddling with NVIDIA's frame generation techniques to make that FPS number in the top right higher, and for that it worked, and it caused it to be a little bit smoother in scenes where the camera did not move. I'm impressed that real-time frame interpolation can be done, but it's not magic. It's only really good at making in-between frames in scenes that are very similar to each other, like a car moving straight ahead. As soon as the camera turns, you have really jarring, horrible problems. Frame generation is not a cure-all to my graphics problems, or anybody's. No, there's a very simple graphics problem. We're going to stop talking about technical settings very soon, but I wanted to show you what my problem really was, is that I just don't have 15 gigs of VRAM. I only have a mere 12 for my RTX 4070. So we have to turn some things off and turn the game from high to medium. I still don't have enough VRAM. Turn the game from medium to low, which makes the trees less pretty and me a little bit sad because I just built this PC last year and I can't believe it. Can't get 60 FPS on the game on low. Oh my goodness. Maybe it'll run better in September. Maybe it'll run at 60 FPS on medium-ish settings on a PS5. I don't see how, but maybe. Enough about graphical settings. Let's actually talk about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I had a race which I did not record. I'm a little bit worried for this game's future because there is no option to race offline. It starts a countdown for the race, attempts to match with other players, and then gives up and races you offline, but in a pseudo-offline online mode that you can't pause. So, yeah, racing without pausing might be a problem in big open-world races. Hopefully there's some sort of offline toggle when the game comes out. Righto. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Test Drive Unlimited 2 was a long time ago, 13 years. It was basically the same thing as Test Drive Unlimited 1 from 2006, but in 2011 TDU 2 added more social features, a casino, and Ibiza, as well as, open world Oahu. 2 enormous islands, and now 13 years later we get one much, much smaller island, but it is pretty. The island of Hong Kong. There's that famous, what's that building called with all the lights? Bank of China Tower. The game even has little labels. That's good. I think this will be quite a fun map to explore when the game releases. It's small. Well, it's not really small for a racing game, but Hong Kong Island is a lot smaller than Oahu, as seen in TDU 1 and 2. So I'd estimate corner to corner, racing from the Saiwan swimming shed to the bones of Miss Willy in the full game will probably only take you about 12-13 minutes in a high-performance car. But still, there's a lot to explore within that area. Many roads, fun roads. Here I was exploring, trying to get to what looked like a pretty fun mountain road around the middle of the map. I'm already pretty happy with the physics. They're a bit unusual, of course, every game drives differently, but I think Kiloton has learned a lot about car handling from WRC5 to WRC generations. They've really improved. Let's not forget, these are the same developers that made TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 2, and that's got a fun open world element to it. Funnily enough, now I think about it, the Isle of Man is bigger than Hong Kong Island. In fact, even just the Snaefell Mountain course is a longer route than probably any way you drive around this island. New bulletin means time to get interrupted from whatever you were doing.
The Solar Crown is there to help you in the competition.
Shouldn't it be here to help you?
The workshops are fitted out with cutting-edge technology and fully automated. You can upgrade every little detail of your cars. The Solar Crown Committee wants to congratulate you on your recent progress. They're offering you some solar coins.
Coins? I'm worried.
Don't worry. A list can tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, okay then. Wow, Lancia Delta HF Integrale in at least 3 colours. And there's a beetle in this game, yes. And that's an Alfa Romeo MiTo. We've got in the bath 595 or possibly a... No, I think that's a 595. Yeah, there are cars in this game.
Several new races for you. This means you can't.
Yeah, so if we skip through all the Alice AI stuff...
I have marked it on your map.
Yes, a workshop has been marked on my map.
It will help if I teach you how to upgrade your car. I have marked a workshop on your map. Let's go there and get our hands dirty.
Let's go. You cannot say no. There is no way out of this menu without going there. So now I have to fast travel really far away from the road I was trying to drive to. But alright, now that we're here, let's show you some workshop things.
Installing a part increases the car's performance rating, or PR, a system for rating the performance of your cars. With the workshop interface, you can easily see how a particular part affects your performance rating.
Solar coins. So 17,999 just gets you a slightly more responsive turbo. I was wondering if maybe solar coins are pegged with the Hong Kong dollar, or probably not, because that would only be about 3,600 Australian, and counting the labour and the fact that it's a luxury car, I'd say it's more likely that solar coins are loosely based on the US dollar. Not that that really matters. I don't have access to piston upgrades or spark plugs or intakes, so how about for cosmetics? I could change the rims, but I spec'd these rims when I bought the car new. I like these rims. Now there's window tinting, and different tints are listed as common, uncommon, and rare. See, there's a hierarchy of coolness. Obviously, the rarer the parts are, the cooler you are. So there are different rarities and coolnesses of tinted windows. See, 40% tint is cooler than 50% tint. And 95% tint is a bit cooler than 90, but not as cool as the rare 80% tint. And this is all very strange, but I could see how it could relate to the real world. Obviously, people with extremely dark windows are posers, but slightly less dark, but still very dark windows are gangsters. So, yeah. Now, of course, also in the real world, window tints aren't usually measured by opacity, but by visible light transmittance, or VLT. So 5% means it only lets 5% of light through, and that's extremely dark, and 90% is only a mild tint. It's basically the exact inverse of this system. For legal reference, in New South Wales, your front side windows can be tinted down to 35% VLT, or 65% opacity in TDU language, but you can't tint your front windscreen at all, except for the top 10% of the top of the windscreen. Now, in Hong Kong laws, I've just looked this up, you can actually tint the entire front window to 70% light transmission, and 44% on the back, provided you have external driving mirrors. Therefore, my 40% tint on all windows, that's 40% opacity, which I assume to be 60% light transmittance, is illegal in Hong Kong. But it's okay, because this is the Solar Crown, and we're all rich. Hey, another demo player. And somehow they're not the default blonde woman. I have no idea how to change my appearance. Maybe it was randomized for everyone. There's a Ford F-150 Raptor on this screen. It's a slightly older one because they no longer sell it as an extended cab, only a four-door crew cab. Now they call extended cabs super cabs, and they call their crew cabs super crew, but that's a super cab which they no longer make. Must be a slightly older one that's still a super crab. Alright, a super crab. I said super crab, oh dear. So you got to complete challenges and things, get your rep up. But I was more interested in driving to the middle of the map where the roads are twisty. Not quite as twisty as my ideal map for a racing game, which is Taiwan. Have you seen, go on Google Maps and look at the twisty mountain roads in the middle of Taiwan. I want to take a driving holiday there. But there's plenty of good roads in Australia. Now, let's just drive to this mountain in Hong Kong. That'll be fun. It'll be an adventure. Oh my god, there's another player with an Australian flag on their Alpine A110. I'm going to reverse into them. This is what we can look forward to from the future of driving MMOs.
Take the second exit.
Yeah, come to think about it, on this shelf next to me, I have the case for the crew, the first crew, which you can no longer play at all. It does say on the back, team up and compete across a living, breathing, open-world USA in the first MMO driving game. The crew had some gall claiming to be the first MMO driving game, because, come on, Test Drive Unlimited did it first in 2006, and then again in 2011 with Ibiza as well, and a casino, and more really bad dialogue and no motorcycles.
Continue straight ahead.
That was a shame that TDU2 had no motorcycles. Maybe we can get bikes back in Solar Crown somehow. So there's the off-road prowess of my Alpine A110. Ooh, look at that flat underside. Yes, this is a beautiful matchbox car. I turned my hazards on to get the right way up. Interesting that the... I didn't know the Alpine had sequential indicators. I usually take note of these things, because I've driven this car a lot in Gran Turismo, where it is indicators, but I don't remember them being sequential. Maybe they didn't have them on the Premier Edition in 2017, maybe only later model years have them. I don't know, is the car undergone a facelift? I'm not sure. I'm just filling in time while my car was sitting still, because I must have been doing something else at time of recording this a few days ago. 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. My goodness. It's taking me too long to make this video. So, there's the interior. Yep, we've seen enough of that. It's got an individual rev counter. The game runs a bit worse in interior. Not quite as badly as Dakar Desert Rally, at least on PS5. That game struggles when you go into interior view. I'd like to do a review on Dakar Desert Rally sometime. I really enjoy the game and some of the things it can do. But yeah, speaking of things you could do, I don't know if I've got any good footage of it, but in Solar Crown, a returning feature from TDU2 is that you can use this pop-up menu not just to turn on your signals, but you can also control the radio and do great things like open your windows, which doesn't make any flapping noises in your ears, thankfully, like if you opened the back left window of your car. If you've got four windows, it just doesn't apply to a coupe, I think. Come to think, I've never been... Oh, I can't remember the last time I've been in a two-window car. No, the FJ Cruiser counts. I can't remember if... Yeah, okay, anyway. What was I talking about? Right, yeah, you can control the windows, you can control automatic folding soft tops in cars that have them. In some ways, TDU Solar Crown has the car life features I've been missing in other games. It's quite a spectacular crash. Free ride instant money returns. I don't know if it's keeping that name, but the system that Forza Horizon sort of kept and used, where you do crazy stuff sometimes during skill songs and bank up points. Well, TDU did it first, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's probably Stunts did it first. You know, that ancient MS-DOS driving game, Stunts. Well, not exactly. I don't think Stunts did this, but you can do drifts and wiggles and things and build up a very big score. And then, uniquely to TDU, like in the game show... What's the name? The Weakest Link. You say bank. Now, of course, you don't say bank in TDU SC. You just press the bank button. But you can choose whether you want to go with the risk of trying to keep a very long drift train or just banking your money. There's also a cooldown on it. I don't think they want you to be making infinite money by doing donuts. So see here, we've got the cash in option. Did I choose it? No, I think I went to the second level this time. Just reminding, of course, this commentary is 2 weeks after gameplay. My brain's not lagging that far behind. I just wasn't recording at the time because I was just sitting at my computer late at night and didn't feel like recording commentary. Here we go. So here you can cash in 5,000 solar coins. It's banked. And yeah, I only have 9 remaining cash-ins. I don't know how frequently they refresh. Hourly, daily. Don't know. That's not a super important point. These transforming trees are important though. That's what you get when you play on low. And is why I sincerely hope that the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of the game are targeting medium specs. But if they are, I really don't know what frame rates you can expect. Who knows? They should be fairly well optimized for single spec consoles like that. Well, I can't speak for the Series S. That's a whole other spec, but you know what I mean. It is easier to make a game that just runs on just exactly this machine than a whole range of machines. I don't know why it couldn't run very well on my machine, my big enormous computer with 64 gigs of RAM. Oh, it's because it didn't have enough VRAM, that's right.
You have arrived.
Yeah, so there, we made it to the road that I marked. I think the idea was that I'd drive down the other side. I can't remember what I did next. I got bored of there, and I found the racetrack. Well, that looks exciting. You want to drive with me down the hill to this racetrack? You've entered, obviously, the B side of this video. We're doing things pretty chill. What am I looking at my options for? Here I am commentating on my own gameplay where I don't know what I was doing, just like the old days. This is a dirt road. Oh, this is fun. So welcome to dirt roads in TDU Solar Crown. Now you know how dirt roads work in Forza Horizon. Effectively your car is an invincible speedboat. It jumps over anything. Your suspension's invincible. Your car is not easily perturbed by all the rocks and cacti and spin effects and all that. Everything. You can just glide cross country in even the most track-built cars. Now, TDU Solar Crown is not Forza Horizon, so it's not built quite the same, and you will see how my car handles the environment later. You can see already here, it's already a little bit of a hassle on this gravel road. But a fun hassle, which makes sense given that these are rally developers, Kiloton just coming fresh off WRC generations to make this, or this would have been in production at the same time with a different team, but you get my deal. Fun little dirt road. What's not so fun is that you... Whoa. Now, in this game you, or rather I, in this demo, was not able to have full manual control of my gearbox. The game is stuck in automatic with a semi-auto override, so I could control the gears at the same time the game was controlling them. I could upshift early, but the game would downshift if it didn't like me, or I could downshift early and the car would not like me. It's a minor complaint, but if that carries through to the main game, which I doubt it will, if there really is no manual gearbox option, I will be inconsolable. But let's not worry about that. I'm sure it will work out fine. Now here was my little off-roading test. I thought I should go on the bridge, but what if I were to try and cross this stream? As it turns out, small French sports cars cannot climb over rocks and cross streams. That's a little bit of TDU realism. So, the game kindly respawned me, and I did my job a little bit wrong. I failed to reverse back onto the road, and I'm in a bit of a predicament. There's no... Well, I didn't see a button to reset the car. Hazard lights did help me out last time, but that's photo mode. I think this will be a good photo mode. You know, not Gran Turismo good, but I think I'm going to have fun with this photo mode. It's good that you can pop into it really quickly. Good for car photographers. Now, what's not so good for off-roading enthusiasts is mid-engine rear-wheel drive French cars. They're just terrible for off-roading. Hopefully you can conquer these small rocks in the F-150. I really don't know. And boy, I would really like to drive an FJ Cruiser. And no games are adding them. Not since Baja Edge of Control. You can't quick travel to any point on a road. Maybe that's something you can unlock in the far future. Yeah, doesn't really seem to work, does it? Maybe if I just reverse far enough down the hill. No, that's not going to get me to civilization any further. I have been given a cursed checkpoint. It is very hard to get out of these rocks. Obviously, if you like watching idiots driving blue sports cars getting stuck in rocks, keep watching this section. Otherwise, you should really fast forward to the next chapter. Splashing down into water was quite entertaining. That car and water interaction really reminds me of old Xbox days. Like Midtown Madness 3. I haven't played a game where a car can splash into water and respawn like that since then. Can I make it with enough wheel spin? Well, no. No, it does not seem to be working. If only I were front wheel drive. Like all the other French cars. Here we go, we've got some traction, but the car is stuck. Very entertainingly stuck, but stuck nonetheless. Forza Horizon 3, 4 or 5, this is not. It's more like off-roading in Forza Horizon 2. Except with less invisible walls. And actually I don't recall getting the car completely... Oh no, I'm pretty sure I did get stuck in Forza Horizon 2. In the cliffs. Here we go. Ooh, we're so very close. Perhaps if I just reverse down a little bit, I can gain a spot of traction. And too much. It is amazing how badly this has gone wrong. If there were just a few more traffic cones there, perhaps I would not have attempted this perilous journey. What is going on with the shadows? Oh, it's just a low resolution shadow at low graphics. I assume it's all real time. I didn't even think about the time scaling in this game, but it surely has 24-hour time and weather of some sort. I wonder if they can base it on Hong Kong's weather forecasts. It should be pretty simple to do if they have enough weather conditions based in. Like, they don't have to match the shape of every cloud. But if they were to just pick, scan a weather server, say, is it overcast today? Yes. Make it overcast in the game. Of course, that only works if you've got real-time time. This probably has accelerated days and nights like most games. This isn't Metropolis Street Racer for the Dreamcast.
200 meters.
Yeah, so anyway, I teleported to the big hotel and now we're going to drive to that racetrack.
100 meters. Turn left.
Ooh, there's a pinging. Who likes going on secret car treasure hunts? Where you find little bits of wrecked cars. That's another thing that Test Drive Unlimited did, and then Forza Horizon took it and ran with it. Except in Test Drive Unlimited, you have to find several car wrecks to get the car. You don't just find one thing in a barn. You have to find quite a lot of well-hidden, broken down cars. Or do you? Maybe I'm misremembering. No, it might just be one wreck, one car. I can't remember anymore now. So don't take my word for that. That's Whatever I was saying was pointless. But either way, you get a beeping sensor, you find the car proximity tools.
Continue straight ahead.
Something halfway between Forza Horizon and Just Cause 2. You know, 'cause there's a little beeping thing on your PDA. Just Cause 2 was a great open world game, and this game is reminding me of it. Obviously that Southeast Asian influence. Just Cause 2 is bigger than TDU Solar Crown. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if I can drive my car up into the pedestrian thing, if you can get up the stairs. Speaking of stairs, Hong Kong also has that famous chain of escalators. An 800-meter escalator from the, was it central to the middle levels. I was reading about it earlier. It's featured in that movie, Chungking Express, that I need to watch, but I don't know where to watch it. There's that beeping again. Are we going to actually find something? Oh, there's a parking lane. It's really weird that the parking lane is marked with a hologram text. I don't know if... Is my car parked now? I'm not sure if I have to turn the engine off or if there's something to do or if there's some challenge like power parking in Burnout Paradise. I believe this construction site is holding the car I'm looking for. In fact, I already know because I'm from the future. This is taking too long. We're going to fast forward it a little bit. Yes, we can't afford the real yakety sax. That beeping is around here somewhere. Where shall we find the source of the beep? Aha! There it is! I've found the old Beetle, as it turns out to be. We collect the Beetle.
You have found your first wreck.
Seems like there's the
Now
whole
you can
car.
rebuild progress in the garage. You also have more information on your map. There are car wrecks in every district. Do you think you can find them all? I'm curious to see how you get on.
Yeah, okay, Alice. I think I can find them all.
Turn left.
I'm thinking, what game had car wrecks in multiple parts? Now I'm thinking it was probably Just Cause 3. Didn't that one have
400
secret?
meters.
Oh,
Turn
that had
left.
car enhancing part. I don't even know. But anyway, that's how you
200 meters.
find a wreck.
Turn left.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Turn left.
Some people would say it's always in the last place you look, which is a stupid saying.
Turn
It's
left.
not a witty aphorism. It's not even a truism. It's just not even true. Except in the sense that you stop looking when you find the thing.
Turn right.
But it wouldn't always be in the last place you would think to look, although often things are, like car keys and other things. They get into really strange places. But it's not really the last place you would think to look, just somewhere. There are many other... It's never the very last place you would look. There are billions of places. Anyway, you may not have even noticed, but I was waffling on. We drove into the Hippodrome, a fictional racetrack that has been put here in the middle of Happy Valley. Or maybe not the middle, somewhere. I'm not an expert of Hong Kong's geography. I'm looking at Google Maps and I still can't even figure out which highway I'm near and what this has replaced. It is probably... There's a few parks in Happy Valley. I just don't really know exactly where we are. But yeah, so there's that. I was just testing out the damage there. Totally not accidentally driving into a wall. There are driver whiplash animation. Holy cow! We've got crazy traffic here. Actually mad AI drivers. You know what? I thought that was another player for a moment there, but no, that's just traffic. Doing traffic things. Driving extremely erratically through bushes and many fences. I'm going to follow this Alfa Romeo driver and see what they do next. That post did fall, right? It didn't just hover in the air. This Mustang is also going all over the road. Just something about blue cars. Right. What should we do? Shall we nudge this Alfa Romeo driver, see what they do? Don't know what the Range Rover was braking for. Must be afraid of the Range Rover in front. Now, if we were to push this crazy Alfa Romeo driver, what will they do? How do they respond? It's always very interesting seeing what traffic does in response to stimuli in games. After all that crazy driving, it's rejoining the road relatively safely. Impressive. It's more of those holographically marked parking lanes. I wonder if they're only marked like that for the player's benefit, because some people don't know how to read parking lanes. Is it just so we don't accidentally park in a non-parking lane? I mean, admittedly, I find some parking lanes in some areas pretty weird. When I'm driving through Sydney and suddenly the left lane is full of parked cars. But here's something, speaking of parking. This is a cool feature. Big underground car park. It seems to only have one level, but that is cool. I hope there are more enterable car parks in this game. I'd really like to see some multi-story car parks, but it's a very important feature of open world city driving and has me fairly excited for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I'm not just going to pre-order it because it has car parks, but it's looking alright. Tempered expectations, but looking good. Now, the monetization of the game is a bit of a concern, so I have to wait till launch. We'll see if it's good. I will probably review the game, but not at launch, because while I do reviews, that is my thing. I'm not journalism. I review things very late, sometimes years after I announce the reviews. Anyway, SnakeOfBacon signing out.